Man, I need to go get something. Crap, I shouldn't have started. This is going to take a second. I'm going to be right back, guys. I have returned. I left this out in my truck. And I needed it. What up, people? Oh, we got 18 people in here. What's good? So I drew this the other day. Hold on. Put this stuff down. And it turned out pretty good. Let me pull you out of this so I can show you what this came out looking like. Oh, come on. So, did like this, like, Vitruvian Man mixed with the Great Pyramid geometry, Dark Knight Joker combination here for this drawing, and it turned out pretty freaking good. Anybody ever told you look like Tim Pool? Not directly, no. I have not. But I guess I can understand how some people could make that assumption that I look like Tim Pool. Tim Pool's a cool dude. Man, I could chill with Tim Pool. That'd be freaking awesome. I love his ambition a lot. But anyway, what I want to do today is I want to basically do this again. I need to get as much practice in as making this geometry as I can for this final drawing I'm working on. So we're going to do this again real quick. At least we're going to get through the Great Pyramid geometry, or maybe I'll just... we'll see. Tear out a piece of paper. Oh, this is cool. Check this out. These drawings here we did with Randall Carlson, showing how to make two parallel lines. This is some stuff that's going to be shown in the Sacred Geometry retreat that we're doing at the end of February. Stay tuned for more detail on that. I'll let you guys know as soon as possible when I hear stuff. But this is some of the geometry we'll learn how to do with a compass and straight edge, is how to make two parallel lines from one another using the circle of the compass, which is really super awesome. There's multiple ways of doing it. This is how Randall Carlson shows to do it. There's another way and other ways of doing it as well, which are pretty freaking cool. But stay tuned if you're interested in coming to learn how to do some sacred geometry and work with a compass and straight edge. Randall Carlson will be doing what's called a sacred geometry retreat at the end of February, I think is the time period they so far I've heard. And it's going to be in Tennessee, and it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be out in the crowd helping people with their compass and straight edge if they get lost. Because one of the things, Randall Carlson's been doing this stuff for a long time. He's been teaching people for a long time as well. And he's done large courses on sacred geometry. And the problem that he's run into is that he'll be out teaching and he'll get like 2 or 3 people that need help. And so he has to stop his class essentially to go and redirect some people back onto the path so they know what they're doing to be competent. And it just takes up a whole lot of time. And if he had somebody in the crowd helping, he wants at least 4 people. He's looking for 4 people. He's got 3 so far to help people for those minor adjustments and corrections while he just keeps going on stage. It's going to be more efficient. He can teach a lot more fluidly. People are going to learn more, and it's going to be super fun. And I'm going to be one of the people there helping you guys learn how to use a compass and square because it's super important stuff. You could use this. This tool is a builder's tool. Okay, if you learn how to use this tool with this, you can create remarkable, beautiful things in all sorts of different facets of life, from carpentry to any kind of art, essentially, is what it comes to. That's the word. Anyway, let me take some water. Give me a moment. So, we're going to redraw the Great Pyramid geometry that I have in this drawing right here. Let me show it one more time to all the new people who've joined. I'm redrawing this again. This was a drawing I did the other day. Thought it turned out pretty cool. And I need to redraw it because there's some things I want to do differently. Like, for example, on his leg, I don't like how I did this. I want to redo this and do some other cool things, but it's gonna be nice. So I'm gonna zoom in now. Oop. Try to position this in a good spot where I'm not gonna hopefully bump into it too much. One moment. Okay. Always thought if he knew he'd take the beanie off, that'd be funny. Nah, dude, he sells the beanie now, bro. Tim Pool is a beanie. You can't take it off. You just can't do that. Wouldn't be right for him to take the beanie off now. All right. This page is 11 across. So I'm gonna mark this at 15 or 5.5, 5.5. Draw myself my straight line here. And then this is the way I find the parallel or a vertical, horizontal, a line that goes parallel with this one. I just set my compass in here and I could draw just 2 circles essentially, like this. Anywhere. But I'm not going to draw the full circle with this one. I just need the edge out here. I bring my straight edge up to that and just get it to where I barely see the edge of the circle up against this ruler straight edge here. Barely see that one there, barely see that one there. And then core my line. And that's pretty parallel to one another. That's another way I found of doing that, which is very convenient. So now that I have that, I want to let's find the center point of this one. So I'm going to draw the Vesica Pisces right here. So I can come out here because I want to make all this geometry look like it's coherent with everything. So we're always going to start like that and then make my next circle here. Like so. Now I'm going to pick a square around that circle. And you do this by placing the needle of your compass, because we have this cross in here. And we line that up the best we can there. And do this on all 4 of these points that intersect with this circle. Let me zoom in actually. I know it might look a little choppy because it's zooming in a little, but I think you'll get the idea. And what this does is when we create all these circles surrounding this inner circle at these 4 points, is we'll get like this 4-leaf clover pattern in the center of that circle that we will then use to create the square we need to create the golden ratio rectangle. Okay, you see the 4-leaf clover? So I'm going to put my pen at the edge of this clover leaf here, line it up out here with my straight edge, score my line and try to get it right through the center as best as you can. You're lining up 3 points here. You're lining up the tip of this other leaf here, but you're also wanting to also focus out here as another point of reference to be as accurate as possible. So now we have this X here. So now I'm going to connect the square surrounding that. Now we have our first square. Now we got to create the golden ratio rectangle, and we do that by putting the pen of my compass here, or excuse me, not the pen, the needle of my compass, and then bringing the dial out to this far corner of that square to then create this line here, move your compass over here, do the same thing. Again, trying to be as accurate as possible. Creating this pattern up here at the top that I will then use to extend the walls of this square out to where that connects right there. Do that over here. Then where those meet the edges of those curves or arches, that creates the golden ratio rectangle. And if you wanted to, you don't have to do this right now, but just for visual understanding, well, actually this is important too. So to create the next rectangle, or excuse me, the next square, because you have this square, this equals 1, right? So this distance to this distance is the golden ratio. So now to get the next length, what you have to do, and this is where the mathematics gets harder for me in my head, but it works out. Or is it this way? No, it's this way. I need to go this way. I'm creating the cross length of this rectangle now, which will give me that point right there. See where that intersects? And then I'll do the same thing from this rectangle. Now this rectangle receives the same treatment here. So I now go from this far corner here to over here, giving me the next point where I will now know to make my line. And you won't see that until I finish up this square here. So now what I need to do is there's multiple ways of doing this, but I can program this length into my compass. Or do I need to do that? No, I don't need to do that because I have this. I can just use this. Excuse me. How am I going to do this though? It's kind of too small for that. Never mind. I can do that on much bigger, but this is a little bit too small. So what I need to do, I need to take this distance right here with my compass up to this line where you see that cross through to right there. Try to be as accurate as possible. Where you put your needle matters a lot. Matters a whole lot. Be careful. So we're going to put this up here to translate that line off to this other side, where I then create my line to create the other square, so the space and surface area of this square equals the same, or not equal, excuse me. This square to this square is also the golden ratio. So this length to this length is the golden ratio, but also this square to this square comes out to the proportions of the golden ratio. It creates the golden ratio spiral. So I need to make one more line. Taking this distance here now, let's create one more square. Dial this in to this point. Nope. Translate that over here. Creating that square. And the proportion might be a little bit off. Try to be as accurate as possible if you go to do this. The more accurate you are, the better. Which is how that works. I'm kind of rushing this one a little bit. Not too much though. Then I'm going to take this distance of this square right here. Make sure it lines up with this corner down here, which is pretty freaking good. I'll probably come in a little bit actually. And what you'll find is that if you get this distance here, and then you bring your point out here, you'll see that it could be slightly off. That's actually come to the edge. So I'm actually going to fix my compass point back here. Instead of adjusting up here, I'll bring it closer by moving my compass needle. So now it's touching that line. See that? I'm satisfied with that, but it also still lines up. Ooh, I totally moved my pen or my needle. There we go. Creating a very nice arc in there. Now you got to change the distance again. Putting it here where that mark is, line it up with the pen. I'm going to move the needle just slightly, make sure it lines up over here. That's pretty good. And then that creates the next arc. And now change this one more time. And you can do this as many times as you want, but at some point it becomes kind of crazy to do such tiny circles or arcs with the big old compass. But there's the golden ratio spiral. Just like that. So now we're going to use the golden ratio spiral to find the dimensions of the Great Pyramid of Giza. So we need to find the slope angle, is what we need. This angle right here, bing, 51.5 degrees, is the slope angle of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And we can use the golden ratio to find it. Give me one moment, let me take a drink of water. So, what we need to do, the measurement we need to take is the length of this first square that we made. So the wall, let me actually do it from this way. And then I'll check with that one up there. So I want this length right there. Let me move my compass point a little bit. Line it up back with this corner. Actually, I'm going to dial this in a little bit. Bring it back up here. Check again. Nope. Bring my compass back. Changes a little bit more. That should be the circle I want to create right there. Okay. So the full circle created by which radius is the length of the first square, which we'll call 1. We'll just write that on there. Oops. This is 1. We want that circle. So then, from the amount of the wall of the rectangle here, the golden ratio rectangle that extends out here, which comes past the edge of that circle, gives us the Great Pyramid slope angle. So let me actually bring this down here some, because I actually kind of want this line to come through. Where do I want this line? Usually I have it go through from there to there. But that would just be kind of small. Well, we'll go with it. We'll come up with something cool. Because this is going to be another framed drawing eventually. Whatever it turns into, we'll run with. Okay, let's zoom out here some. So we've got this point right there to the tip of the left corner of that rectangle. Gives us that point right there. That is the triangle we wanted. So now I'm going to take the measurement of the center of this circle, or the corner of this rectangle, out to there. And create a circle with that. Get some more lead out there, or not lead, graphite, excuse me. Creating that circle. So now we'll connect those 2 points together. I actually might draw this in ink now. This should also come very, very close to that circle's edge right there. Okay, that's a third point of reference you want to use when coming up with this line. So it's good enough. It's good. Very nice. Ta-da. All right, now we need to create the square base of the Great Pyramid. We're going to do that by taking its half length right there and coming out to the end of that circle we just created and lining it up there to create a larger circle, or not the larger circle, but the same circle out here. We're going to create the same 4-leaf clover pattern we did to start the golden ratio. We're going to use that to now create the Great Pyramid base foundation if you were staring at it from above. Look at that, perfect. Close, super close. Being too tall did not fit on that page. And where you put the compass at this point, the needle of the compass matters so bad once we get this far along, because once you get bigger areas, you'll see all your errors start to amplify and everything starts to become off and it gets frustrating. It's like, dang it. So, see the 4-leaf clover pattern? We're going to connect those corners. That one's off a little bit. See that? Poop. Oh well, it is what it is. That is okay though. It's good enough. So it should encompass that outer circle pretty darn good. And this one's off a little bit. I don't know how well you can see that. It's not, I mean, it's on. It's close enough. It's close enough. Okay. Phil, look at that. Sauce and I just changed my settings, so I got notified of all your lives. They were awesome. Appreciate that, Paul. This looks cool. You should do one in red and blue ink to make it 3D. That would be cool, but I don't currently have any of that on hand right now. Okay. Let's create another circle from the base of the Great Pyramid Triangle to its tip. Bring that out. Draw that circle. Whoops. Look at that. I done goofed. My phone was too close to my hand. Look at that. Whew. An error. Major error. That's okay. And some other geometries that line up that I love so interestingly. Look at that corner. Like, look at that. It like almost, it comes in perfectly with that circle I made initially starting with the golden ratio. I see that circle? The Great Pyramid height. See that? And the circle it creates with the radius of it being the height. With the geometry we used to find this angle also produces this geometry here where that circle lines up perfectly with that circle. Isn't that just Gorgeous. That's just beautiful. It's the way that happened from the beginning of time. Like this is all that happened. Do I still work with Randall Carlson? I wouldn't say I work with Randall Carlson. I know Randall Carlson. We've talked many times. And we're going to be doing an awesome retreat, sacred geometry retreat, in February. Very likely the end of February is when the date is the time period I heard about. There's more details. We're still waiting on details to come out. Stay tuned. But it'll be in Tennessee. What was the name? Beersheba, I think Beersheba Spring is the name of the place we're going to be at. And we're going to be Randall's going to be teaching sacred geometry, and I'm going to be there helping people as well. I'll be like going through the crowd as you guys are there learning from Randall to help you in case you get off course and you need a correction. So that's going to be super fun. Super excited for that. There is something about this geometry and how this all works that I feel like we're unlocking secrets of heaven, secrets of the spirit, and secrets of creation. For sure. And, well, here's the thing. Let me think. Let me get a drink of water. Actually, hold on. Pause. Unlocking secrets of heaven. I like that language. Oh no, that's like a cool like title for something. Read that again. Secrets of Heaven. That's like a band name. It's kind of cool. Anyway, where's the picture I want to show you? Hold on. I need to show you a picture that I have printed out right here. I gotta pull out. Hold on. Oops. Have you guys heard about Tal El Hammam? That was pretty cool. Tal El Hammam was hit with a celestial impact, essentially, like a aerial burst of a comet, decimated this city. Freaking crazy. But anyway, trying to find. There it is. Oh crap, almost dropped a whole stack of paper. That would have sucked. Alright. This is Masonic art. Let's see, what was the name of this picture? Dang it. Something of ancient ways, ancient something, hold on. Gorgeous, gorgeous work of art. I forget the name of this drawing though. We'll come back to that later, that's not important. Notice the rectangle that he's standing in. That's important. Where that circle is located is very likely, very important. His foot hanging out to that length, that's probably something super important as well. Yeah, there's a whole lot of like secret symbolism all coded in that painting alone. And you got one like this. Gorgeous, gorgeous painting. Ancient painting, I think it's like 14th century is what that painting is. But yeah, geometry deeply connected to our whole existence, for sure. This is like the foundation. This is like the blueprint of the universe in 2D. And the thing is, if our minds could understand and comprehend 3-dimensional and 4-dimensional structures like we understand and can understand 2D, oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be so amazing. But anyway, so what do I want to do now? What time is it? 11:20. What do we want to do now? So let's pull up some notes here. Give me a moment. I just want to give you guys some numbers here. So this is the J.H. Cole survey of the Great Pyramid. So late 1800s, early 1900s, J.H. Cole and the Egyptian government, along with another individual, I forget his name, did surveys, and these are the dimensions that they came up for the Great Pyramid. Then you have Mark Lehner. These are the dimensions he came up with in 2015. This is the link to that if you want to look that up. I just wrote these down. These, minimum, mean, maximum, these kind of the averages he got. But you also have to take into consideration there are other stones missing, like the cornerstones of the Great Pyramid. There were stones that actually protruded a little bit further out from the stepped pyramid we see today because it was smooth-faced. There's stones at each corner that protrude out a little bit, also giving us another measurement that we can take of the Great Pyramid geometry. And so, which comes out to about 231.5 to 9 meters, give or take. We don't know those exact measurements, but it's really close to 31. It's basically really, really close to 31. It's 231.9 or basically 232 meters long on each side, give or take. Who knows what the final measurements actually were, but this is just as close as we can get. But it adds a level of geometry and understanding of the structure that just blows my freaking mind. So for an example, the circle here created, if the diameter of that circle is the length of one side of the Great Pyramid of Giza, let's just do the math real quick. Let me open up my calculator. Where is it? Do I not just have that out and available to click on the front of my screen? I don't use Apple either. To flip. I'm about to pull out an old classic calculator right now. Wherever that is, too. I don't know where that is. No, it's not in my utilities. Where is the search function here? There it is. Really, I don't have a calculator on this iPad right now? Are we freaking serious? Are we for serial Apple? There's not just some, or I'm just dumb. Could be I'm just dumb. Forgive me. This is taking way too long. AI math solver. Oh, AI bros. Do you sell copies of those and your own drawings? I have sold artwork before, yes. And this is on sale. This is on sale. Yes, it is. Along with my other drawing, I'm also going to be framing this one here soon. This is a print of another drawing I did. I'm getting ready to frame this one up, which will be super nice. All right, I shouldn't have to do this right now. When you need a calculator, where's my freaking calculator? I'm almost tired of this iPad. Apple. What is wrong with Apple? This is taking entirely too long. Why do I have to download a calculator? Please tell me there isn't one just like... I just don't see a calculator. I'm going through all my settings here right now. All my apps. I'm looking through my apps. Just don't exist. Gotta download a whole calculator with an AI function. Woohoo. Oh, we're about done. I hate Apple so much. Where is my calculator? Please tell me it's on this shelf. Somewhere. Dang. You know what? It's probably still in one of my bags. No, there it is. Found it. Guys, my calculator. Oh my gosh. Glory. All right. Got to rely on old technology here. So, what am I doing? All right, so 231.9 times 2. Okay, we're just going to take an average here, guys. Okay, we're not talking about super accuracy, but this number right here, if you just take this number, 239.1 or 231.9, divided that by 2, multiply that by 2, we get 463.8 meters right there. Okay, that is the length of two sides of the base wall of the Great Pyramid. So that length right there, plus that length right there, plus its cornerstones. Okay, there's cornerstones there that you have to account for. We get that distance. Okay, the planet rotates at its equator on average 460 meters per second at its equator as it rotates. Okay, but I have seen numbers that calculated that it's as fast as 463. I have seen this number in some people's measurements on the rotation of the planet at its equator, which is super fascinating. How does that equal that? Like, how does that length get so perfect? But if we take this 1 second, this is 1 second of time as defined by the Great Pyramid's base. If we take that and multiply it by how many seconds are in the full day cycle, so when the planet creates one full rotation, 86,400 seconds. We multiply this by 86,400. Totally messed up. Trying to look at my phone and do this at the same time. Restart. Times 86,400. Gives us 400,723,200 meters. Let's divide this. This is in meters. Let's turn this into kilometers. Divide that by 1,000 to make it easier to see. This should be, that's super close. Try this again. 231.9 times 2 gives us the 2 base length times 86,400. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Divided by 1,000 gives us 40,072.32. I know I just need to move the decimal over, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so 40,072 is now this length. Okay, if we expanded the Great Pyramid up, made it huge, right? We took this length here and multiplied it by 86,400. We now get this actually, let's draw that circle. We need to draw that circle in here. We haven't done that yet. These corners need to be drawn in. And this is really need to be accurate with this. Go to each corner and see how off you are, because it's super easy to get off and have your needle in the wrong spot, like I think I have had for that whole measurement sesh. That's probably just going to have to be as good as it gets, because it just seems like it's not going to line up the way I need it to, so we're just going to go ahead and do it. Get as accurate as I can with it, but it is what it is. That corner's off right here. That works though. Anyway, as I was saying, so this length to this length equals the equatorial circumference of the equator the equatorial circumference of the planet. So let me just, this is why I can't pull up, because I do have this note written on this stupid iPad. No, I don't want to start a free trial for a stupid calculator. Are you serious right now? Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Where's my notes? All right, let's see. Here we go. There's the socle stones I was talking about. The stones you need to take into account. Great Pyramid. All right, here we go. Earth equatorial circumference, 40,075.017 kilometers. And the calculation we got, let's just do it again real quick. 231.9 times 2 equals that times 86,400 divided by 1,000 gives us 40,072. We're off by, 3 kilometers, but that's a pretty freaking close number. 3.2. So, oops. Those numbers line up pretty decently. So if we take the height of the Great Pyramid now, which was plus the socle stones, 147.16 meters, 147.16 times, gotta do this, 146, or did I say 7? 147.16 times 86,400 seconds in 24 hours, that's where that number comes from, gives us that big number. Let's divide that by 1,000. We get 12,714.62 kilometers. And the Earth's polar diameter is 272,714. That number is like dead on accurate. Go look it up. But you got to also account for some stones. That Google, the first answer you get on Google when it comes to the Great Pyramid of Giza doesn't give you all the information. It gives you one measurement of the Great Pyramid, but there's multiple ways of measuring the Great Pyramid, especially with stones that are now missing, that some people don't take into account, and Wikipedia and Google does not. You got to do some digging to find that. How do we have 2 dimensions? Or how do we have these dimensions encoded in this geometry? How does this structure create this? This remarkable, gorgeous, huge, megalith of just pure awesomeness that came out of Egypt. How do we find the dimensions of the planet encoded into this geometry? Please explain to me how that coincidence happens. Please. People just say you're playing with numbers here, but this wasn't complicated to get to here, guys. This is just geometry that has existed since the beginning of time. How does that just happen? Please tell me. Is that a coincidence? That just does not seem like a coincidence. How does the Great Pyramid, that is created from this geometry that we created early on, create this, but also give us the dimensions of the planet encoded into its dimensions as well? That's pretty freaking weird. I don't know how you explain that, other than there's a creator. I really don't. Nobody invented this. This was discovered. This geometry here was discovered. Okay, this geometry began at the beginning of creation itself. Circles and lines were the beginning. And everything is based off of it. Everything. When you start to dive into this, you realize everything, the whole world, is based off of this geometry and the structure of the universe. And it creates the Great Pyramid, which also gives us the planet's dimensions. Also the moon, though. The moon is in there. Let me pull this out. Hold on. This drawing is further along. I need to frame this one up. See this circle created out here? So here we have, if this circle is the dimensions of the Earth, right? With its diameter of 24,715, or was it 14 kilometers? Okay. If you take the height of that giant pyramid now and fold it flat, so this is the height of the structure here, with this being the center point. Okay, the amount that protrudes out from the edge of the square of the Great Pyramid gives us the radius of the moon at a remarkably high level of accuracy as well. The numbers are so accurate, and it's just beyond accident. It's beyond accident. You can't explain that otherwise. I don't know how you can. You can try. I dare you to try. I always dare you to try to come up with a steelman argument. But I don't know how you argue with this. I don't know how you argue with that. So we're probably going to end there. I think it was good enough time, about 47 minutes. We'll probably do this again later. Let me just run through some comments here. I see you guys have commented some. Where do we buy? I don't have an official place for you to buy. So if you want to know pricing and all that kind of stuff, I can only recommend to email me. You can find my email in my channel description or about channel or description, yeah, at the homepage. I'm working on getting prints because here's the thing: if you guys want the original, that's a lot. Okay, so I'm going to make prints of this, which will be cheaper to buy than this actual drawing. You're not, yeah. I'll make prints, but definitely contact me if you want a drawing. I'll get some more pictures taken of what I have available that I can frame up basically on the spot. Just need to go buy a frame that we can ship out, but we can do that for another video. But until then, appreciate you guys watching. Oh yeah, I'm dumb. I totally forgot. Okay. I just really need to use the bathroom. Give me a second, guys. I need to use the bathroom. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We're cracking. I see you said cracking. Oh my gosh. You're gonna make me go get something. You said that, now I gotta go get something. I'll be right back. Speaking of cracking, take the phone out of this. So this was a project in college. One of the projects in my art class was to come up with a story emerging out of a book. And so this was what I came up with. This actually won in one of the competitions that year. Yeah. Like the arm emerging out of the side of it. If I had more time, I would have painted this so much better, but I was so crunched on time. This has been sitting on my shelf for a long time now. It really hasn't collected a whole lot of dust, and in fact, I kind of like the way that dust makes it look, in all honesty. Very cool, very cool. Love that drawing. Or not drawing, love that project. Very fun project. I'm going to put this back over here. Let me cover this up first. Put that right there. It's a good spot for it, right? Can I tilt this anymore? I can't. Anyway, you can see it up there. Very nice. Does your channel have a store or a website? No, it does not. I never got into that, guys. Never got into that. For YouTube, literally, my whole YouTube channel, how it's been run for this whole time is just I make a video when I can and I throw it up there and it just kind of happens. And live streaming has been easier for me just because it happens on the spot. I don't got to do any kind of crazy prep. I just do it, you know? So it gets it done, you know what I'm saying? Whereas actually setting up to create things for my channel where it comes like with website stuff versus the other things I got to be doing, it just hasn't been a priority. That's basically the answer to that. But I basically just, if I've ever had to interact with anybody, it's just been through email. It's really kind of how that works out. But I definitely should get into that, and I would love to. I need to, actually. It would be dumb for me not to, because I know I could make a profit off of my work. When it comes to like drawings and stuff like that, people buy my stuff. They do. And I need to be more productive and responsible with it and pursue it. So look down the road for that for sure. But we'll see. Golden ratio. Wow. I'm 23 Ward Street. Why would you say that? Why, Levy? South Texas has been best. Very nice. I ain't smoking crack, dude. Nope, not doing that. Divine Design, F4 short. Elohim. Thank you. Good night. Good night, bro. Probably already gone. Cool. I may want one here. For sure. Radical Renegade. Go and give me a shout. We can work something out. Funny how it makes an eye in pyramid. Well, yeah, that's the talk about what eye are we talking about? Oh, that right there? Yeah, the Vesica Pisces. That's actually some really cool imagery, in all honesty. Like this was an eyeball poking out at you. In fact, let's draw another circle here. Let's get the geometry of that. Oh, I can just do that from there. Let's see. I don't want that to be a random spot, though, but it'll be a random spot. Oops. Oh, see what I did? See me lose that there? Bam. Close enough, because we're going to come in here now, and we're going to need to draw one more circle in there. But yeah, there's an eyeball right there. That'll look very cool. Right there is going to be the pupil. We'll just kind of roughly put that in there. Almost like, a symbol we've all seen for a really long time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Whose eyeball is that? Whose eyeball is that? You guys all talk about some weird conspiracy thing. Of like the government. No, there's another eyeball involved here, guys, that people don't want to address. And that eyeball is in control. That eyeball right there is in control. Good night, y'all.